Hey, what's up? What's up? What's up? What up? What up? Long time no see, no hear. Given the date of this live stream, I've been getting real busy, so you know, got to still make out time for everybody. I'm gonna try to get back here shortly. Uh, in regards to these live streams on the regular. So I got y'all. What's good, Mike? Good to see you back. Yeah, buddy. I'm gonna be back here more often. I don't want to overdo it with the live streams. I mean, I realize now we living in a time where, people want to see you more consistent with live streams versus uploads, but you know, hey, I'm still old school. I just don't want to saturate the space with too many live streams because I want y'all to enjoy my content. I don't want y'all to get too used to yours truly. And everything that I have is like a blockbuster movie. And this live stream itself, hopefully, it's a doozy for y'all. So, yeah, make sure that you got your popcorn, nachos, hot dogs, and sodas. And for you vegan lovers, y'all know what to do. But yeah, we're about to go in. We definitely about to go in. So is monogamy outdated? We're going to find out. I'm going to talk to y'all. I'm going to get some of y'all feedback, whether in the chat or on the replay. Somebody might even share my video. That's cool too. Much love either way, right? But first and foremost, just speaking on the outdated side, I mean, you've seen that times have changed, have you not? Whoever you are out there listening to this, it just ain't like it used to be anymore, is it? For a reason. We actually won't go too heavy in why that is the case, given the title of this live stream. I'm not going to necessarily talk to you about why monogamy is outdated and things like that. I don't want to bore you like that, but you just see the thumbnail. It speaks for itself. You see that the gal and the guy are barely holding hands. She's kind of trying to let his hand go. I mean, she's probably like holding on to his hand by a thread of a needle. Like, I'm not sure if I'm really liking this situation, but I'm here because I want you to be monogamously, but I don't know if I even like you like that, right? And we see a lot of that take place. It's unfortunate. And a lot of those problems can be solved if we just don't look at it from a monogamous perspective all the time, just given mainly that person that you thought was monogamous with you. Yeah, you thought the person that was monogamous with you ain't really trying to be monogamous with you like that. Like this particular live stream took me quite some time just to gather because I want to make sure that I'm speaking to y'all from a very unbiased perspective. Okay. I want to do that. So we're gonna start off from the top because I've been, like I said, I've been kind of processing this type of live stream for this been a couple of years in the making actually, this particular live stream, because I just want to make sure that it's delivered properly. So hopefully y'all think so. And I humbly thank you a million times over in advance, given that I normally say thanks a million. All right, so the theme for this live stream, okay? Because I just told y'all about the thumbnail for this live stream. But the theme for this live stream is, okay, I'm pretty sure y'all know about the singer named Doja Cat, okay? Y'all know about her. Let me turn up my microphone a little bit for y'all, just a little bit more, just a little bit more. Okay, I think that's good enough. Um, y'all know about the singer Doja Cat. Now, she did a song back in the day. I guess whatever you want to consider back in the day. I'm speaking sort of like the Gen Z. Gen Z to them back in the day is just like 5 weeks ago. But nevertheless, okay. Um, She came out with the song called Streets. And she literally was talking about, yeah, y'all know the song called Streets, but basically it's this. In that song, she said, Papa, and I'm not trying to paraphrase exactly what she said, but basically she said something like, Papa, you are a rare breed, no comparing, and it's scary. Got to keep my claws around him and let these chicks know that I'm not sharing. Okay. She basically let him know that she's about monogamy and he's only going to be with me. Now, fast forward, Doja Cat also came out with another song. Now, this time it featured the singer The Weeknd, and that song was called You Right. Okay. And in that song, she said, I got a man, but I want you. What happened to you, Doja Cat? Not actually trying to talk directly to Doja Cat, so let me take that back. But what happened to Doja Cat? First, she said that she gonna let these chicks know that she not sharing. But then fast forward, I got a man, but I want you. See, that's not right. Okay, you don't want to share him. However, you gonna talk to another guy and be like, I got a man, but I want you. See that double standard with Doja Cat with her timeline of songs. Y'all see that? So that's what I'm saying. My point of is monogamy outdated is really that's not what people want. People have unrealistic expectations and they do so through this thing of monogamy, okay? They do. There was even I've seen this video, I forgot who it was, but it was this guy. It was viral. Okay. Hey, it was good. Brown do life. Good to see you once again up in the building. Hey, much love to Amanda. Much love to Amanda. Yes, good to see you as well. Yes, indeed. And we're gonna continue on with this. Like, my thing is this one video went viral. It was this guy, I forgot who he was. I guess he made a lot of money and he had this chick that was with him. And I guess somehow she was talking about monogamy. And so he gave in, he decided to only be with her. But he has such a high sex drive. She couldn't handle that. She dumbed down. And then all of a sudden she just got tired of being with him. He like, well, heck, had I known all these years that you would eventually get tired of being around me, I could have had other women I could have been talking to. And then she was like, I didn't pressure you to be monogamous with me. And he was like, no, but the way you was talking, you kind of acted like you was expecting that from me. So what? I'm supposed to just tell you like, no, I don't want to do this monogamy with you. And then you get mad and didn't want to be with me no more. But I like you a lot. So I want to keep you. So I'm see, that's the problem. So fellas, yes, you got to be upfront with the feminine. If she don't like it, she can hike it. That's my quote. If she don't like it, she can hike it. Okay. And then I guess you can just bike it. Go ride the other way. Go ride the trail with a gal that wants to ride that trail with you, right? So, and then of course, since she don't like it, she had to hike it. She now gonna try to hitchhike it. See the irony of that? So she's still gonna try to find somebody else, even though she only wanted you to be with her and no one else. Crazy how that works. Okay. But yeah, um, Amanda, I was just saying earlier, not sure if you heard, but Doja Cat, she came out with that song called Streets. And in that song, she said, Papa, you a rare breed, no comparing. It is scary. Got to keep my claws around him and let these chicks know I'm not sharing. But then fast forward, Doja Cat did a song with The Weeknd called You Right. And in that song, she said, I got a man, but I want you. See, how is she going to go from I'm not sharing to tell another guy, I got a man, but I want you? Just double standard. So, yeah, this brings out an interesting point starting out in regards to this idea of is monogamy outdated? And I'm going to just answer that question right now. I believe it is just due to people's unrealistic expectations. But I'm not here to say that it's overrated, okay? There are times and places for monogamy. There are times and places for it, different situations for it, okay? So I'm not here bashing monogamy, okay? I'm just saying it's outdated just based on these double standards and these unrealistic expectations. Okay, if we're monogamous, there should be no you leaving me. Okay, for somebody else. See, people don't get that. That breaks monogamy as well. That's why I don't get it with these marriages that say till sickness and health, through sickness and health, till death do us part. Okay, ain't that sort of like a monogamous thing? Uh, we stay together no matter what, right? But they look forward to that death part, till death do us part. The death was the breaking up. It ain't necessarily the actual part of dying. Okay, it's sick. But divorce to me is a representation of death. No one wants to talk about it though, right? Okay, let's go. This is my disclaimer, kind of speaking on what I just spoke on just a few minutes ago, a few seconds ago. My state of mind is patriarchal, okay? And I'm not talking about what a lot of the Western society speaks out against patriarchy, or what the Me Too movement has spoken out against patriarchy. I'm not talking about that aspect of patriarchy. And I believe what they think is patriarchy is actually tyranny. Okay. And I've already spoke that out amongst a lot of people who were associated with certain TED conventions talking about this idea of a patriarchy going on. No, it's not a patriarchy that's going on in these times in a lot of places. What a lot of people think is patriarchy is actually tyranny. Okay. But I don't want to go too deep in this rabbit hole with y'all. That ain't what this live stream is about, especially since I just said TED convention. Okay. I'm just saying a lot of people come from these enlightened uh, places, but yet I come at them with the Jack Dawson approach. Shout out to Freeport. Okay. And I just say something simple that breaks down the most intellectual of the minds, because I don't consider myself smart. I consider myself wise. There's a difference. To me, that's divine. Smart is just technological, but being divine is spiritual. Okay. Being wise is spiritual. Okay. I guess that's what I meant to say. Being smart is technological, being wise is spiritual and divine. There you go. That's what I meant to say. You said Brown do life. $60 billion divorce industry in the US. Facts. That's a deaf industry, a death of love industry, okay? Well, we ain't trying to go there, but we can go there, okay? Whew, let's go. But yeah, as I said, a disclaimer, my disclaimer, and I'll have more than one disclaimer, so, you know. But my first disclaimer is my state of mind is patriarchal and Hebraic. I would love to say that my state of mind is Hebraic, therefore patriarchal. But however, there is a growing group of those that claim to be Hebrew that are more matriarchal with their way of thinking. Basically, a lot of Christendom, a lot of fake Christendom, no pun intended against those that are Christian. But y'all know that how the church is right now. That's why I say Christendom. So, you know, to all the real Christians that understand where I'm coming from, much love to y'all, no disrespect, no pun intended. But what I'm saying in regards to the Christendom is you think about, you know, even amongst a lot of Christian marriages, what, 60% of divorce rate in a Christian marriage? Ooh, that's deep, right? Deep, okay? But yeah, a lot of Christendom is seeping. Yes, it is seeping into the Hebrew camps. As a result, there's starting to be more Hebrews that prefer monogamy over polygyny, even though that wasn't always the case. So you got to keep in mind, polygyny is of a patriarchal thing, and monogamy is of a matriarchal thing. We can go heavier into this, but that is for another night once again, because we could talk about the black families, how they've been set up with the big mama house and had all the kids under one roof through the big mama. That was a matriarchal family unit with the big mama in the house, and she had like 9 to 11 kids. But in a patriarchal household, it wouldn't be a big mama there. There'd be a grandfather there in his chair, and he'll have his lineage that he has with the multiple women in the household, and his household would actually be bigger. And this is a side note. I know that yes, with a lot of those matriarchal households like that, and you know, the gal she had all them children. Okay, that's cool, but you know, to be honest, you know, some ladies I found out, a lot of them wish they didn't have to have all them children. It made their body look kind of bad, you know, like, dang, I had all these children and look at my stretch marks, they got worse. Now, to a certain extent, like, yeah, them stretch marks can be attractive. So, hey, now, ladies, got the tiger on you. But what I mean is, you know, you start to have so many other children, it does start to affect the way your body look. Let's just keep it a buck, you know? Not everybody has that celebrity fitness plan to get your body back up to speed, back in shape after a couple of kids and things like that, right? But you can spread the load of the amount of children and actually have more children if there's more than one woman having those children for that man. But once again, nobody wants to talk about it. That's kind of like my slogan, you know, Dane Calloway, shout out to Dane Calloway. He talks about, I'm just here to make you think. For me, it's nobody wants to talk about it. But yeah, okay. We're seeing that um slowly but surely creeping a lot of these Hebrew camps where they're starting to become more matriarchal instead of patriarchal. Um, but like I said, we gonna not go too deep in the rabbit hole. I'm trying to give y'all really somewhere with this. 16 minutes starting out, and I promise y'all, I haven't even opened up the oven in the kitchen yet. We just getting to the kitchen with the groceries. Let's go. You said Amanda, right? They say, didn't they say to the kids, look what you did to my body, right? Exactly. Now there's that fluke, right? Of if she had like uh quadruplets, quintuplets, sextuplets, but you know after that she done. She's like, I'm done. I'm done. That's it. That's it. I guess if you want to have some more after this, honey, you know what to do. But I'm done over here. I'm done. But yeah, for me personally, the Hebraic state of mind has helped me with the construction of this particular live stream. This particular live stream expresses my thoughts and concerns about monogamy. But as I've said, it's not to say that monogamy is a bad thing. I'm not bashing monogamy. I'm just saying, has it become outdated based on what we have been used to growing up? It's just that now in this day and age, monogamy isn't for everybody. And history has proven that. And in many ways, so has nature. Okay. Now, as I said, I got another disclaimer for y'all. I know some people personally that are in monogamous unions. Yes, they're in monogamous unions and they're just fine because whatever caused them to remain close has become a bond that can't easily break or be broken. And I wish them nothing but the best. And for anybody else who has a similar story. With that said, notice I didn't say monogamous relationships because that would be a misnomer. Because, man, the many ways that, you know, if you were to just say monogamous relationships, that usually means that it's a one-sided relationship. And most of the time, it ain't on the man's side. We know that already. Okay. From what I've gathered about monogamy, there's a 70% divorce or breakup rate for those who participate in monogamous unions and monogamous marital unions. Most of these separations are initiated by the feminine. Also, chances are she was more than likely the unfaithful one. But keep in mind, unfaithful doesn't necessarily mean infidelity or quote unquote cheating. For at least cheating, or at least cheating in the way we normally associate with cheating. Unfaithful can just simply mean that a particular individual no longer believes in you or in what you have with them, and they just want to walk away from it. Okay, kind of goes back to my definition of cheating, which is the underestimation of one's value. That goes well with the situation that I just explained. Okay, about the fact that she was probably the unfaithful one. Okay, because she didn't believe in his value, she didn't believe in him no more. So she wanted out of it, but she probably did it slowly but surely. Okay, now I'm gonna get a sip for y'all. I'm gonna sip on this hate 2O. Give me a second. I'm gonna break y'all a bombshell. That's why I said hate 2O. I got to sip the water before the fire. 1 second. Let's go. All right. Yeah, you got to sip the water before the fire so you can keep you cool when it seems to burn around you. That scorched earth I talked about, right? When you drop that bombshell. Y'all ready for that bombshell? I know y'all got y'all hate to all as well, sipping it with yours truly. Y'all got y'all bottles. We ain't sharing bottles now. You know, we ain't passing on them little germs. You know, folk be trying to share bottles. Like, look here, this ain't the 80s or the 90s when you think that you could share bottles with folk. I've never liked to do that. Ugh. Anywho, well, let's talk about this bombshell. People in monogamous unions have been reported to increase the spread of STDs and STIs due to the increased infidelity. Sure, when HIV took off in the latter part of the 20th century, people accepted monogamy out of fear of the HIV. But once HIV cases smoothed out, just like the coronavirus cases will do as well, people resorted to infidelity upon getting tired of being around the same person or partner all the time, because people like to say the word partner. I don't like to say the word partner. I don't believe in like a partnership. You know what I mean? I don't do that. But yet, as I've already stated, I'm not bashing monogamy. It's not necessarily a bad thing, because it also has been clinically proven that monogamous unions decrease the likelihood of diseases and infections upon one being with that same person. Okay. However, there are no guarantees in this day and age. And once a cheater is always a cheater. So there's a chance that STI or STD can slide in, even if you've only been with that one person. And that's got to be such a blow after that happens. Woo. And that's why, on the flip side, cases have also shown that there is less likelihood of diseases and infections with non-monogamous unions. And of course, I'm talking about polygyny. Okay. Another thing, the Me Too movement affected most people in monogamous unions too. These westernized females reject men who do not support or believe in monogamy. Keep in mind the word westernized. Traditionalism is not westernized at all, and definitely not centered around monogamy. That doesn't mean traditionalism is easternized either. Ironically, monogamy broke tradition. But what we're seeing in society is things coming back into full circle, little by little. And I believe that's due to a lot of the feminine realizing what their true role is supposed to be, and not try to control the way things are supposed to be. Okay. And she's just happy to have a man in her life. And you know that old slogan of you got to let him be a man. Okay, let him be a man, and that way he can be a man to you. Okay, you'll see that real what mannerism come to light. Okay, and I do say the word let, because you know there are guys out here in these spaces that don't like it when the feminine say, "Well, I'm gonna let you do this and let you do that." Well, put it in this context, right, of what I just said. Her letting you be a man. See, if she says that, it's like, okay, it makes sense in that case, because, you know, I feel like her trying to have me be a certain way actually holds me back from being a man. Okay. Hey, Smart Cookie, good to see you. Happy Friday. Likewise. You know what I'm saying? It holds him back from being a man. So it's like, yeah, let him be a man, sweetie, because like the way you going about with him is holding him back from being a man. He's actually becoming more emasculated being around you, given how you're suppressing him, how you're always on him about who you think he's with and what he's doing. The way you got him is the way you keep him, right? Notice how when you was attracted to him, you was just attracted. And then out the blue, what you try to be like, "Ooh, are you seeing other people?" That throws off the whole vibe. Never ask a man if he's seeing other people. Okay, he had to see you. So hello, Just be attracted to him and see how he treats you. That's the most important thing. That's why it goes back to my definition of cheating, which is the underestimation of one's value. Because if he valued you, guess what? It's 24 hours in a day. Think about where he spends his time. If his time is not spent on you as much as possible, guess what? He does not value you. And it doesn't even matter if he has other women he's seeing or not. Okay? Because what if he does not have other women that he's seeing and he doesn't value you in your time? He's either of another orientation, no pun intended, to the rainbow community, or he's just more so asexual and he's just not open to you about it. Maybe something's wrong with him medically and he just hasn't been able to explain that to you. Okay, so there's a lot of factors, but people kind of just, a lot of the lesser feminine be so quick to be like, oh, are you seeing other people? It's deeper than that. Okay, it's way deeper than that. And cheating, as I'm going to continue to say, based on my definition, the underestimation of one's value. Cheating ain't necessarily sleeping with another person. Okay, let's put that out there right now. But let's go, let's go, let's go. Okay, monogamy has become a literal I didn't mean to say literal, but I guess so, a literal, as far as what's been what illustrated, literal literally wrote down. But yeah, monogamy has become a literal and liberal construct of sorts in regards to a female's right to choose. Now, a real woman ain't thinking like a typical female. She's just happy to be in that man's life, and he's letting her know that. So her mind ain't never tripping off what else he's doing, because he's shown her that love and she's reciprocated that. And that's all a real woman thinks about. The typical female's more so always caught up on who he's with and the type of man that she would rather, quote, choose. The real woman's just happy to be accepted. You said, smart cookie, you can cheat with your job or hobby. Facts. That's true too. That is true. I agree. Look at Michael back in the building. I was thinking of I don't know if it's I forget the character who said hey hey hey, but you said hey hey. I was like hey hey hey. I figured y'all know who the character is who say hey like that. But yeah, monogamy has become a liberal construct of sorts in regards to a female's right to choose, even if that means she doesn't make the right choice. Monogamy only represents a conservative construct of sorts from a generational standpoint, especially um, basically it's like this. For example, if a gal would say, my mom did it in regards to monogamy, my dad did it, yeah, my mom did that with my dad, and so I'll do it too until I get cheated on. Maybe some guys were like that too. Maybe he was like, my mom and dad, they only were with each other, so I'm gonna do that too until he gets cheated on. A more constructive viewpoint is that you may have some wealthy Western families that wanted to maintain their wealth by forming a monogamous marital union that represented two wealthy families in order to maintain and pass down the wealth. They didn't want to basically get linked up with other lineages, and maybe they didn't want that particular guy to be like Solomon because it would kind of distort that concentrated amount of wealth. Now, I won't say certain names. I mean, I could, but y'all know some of the wealthiest names out there on the planet, some of the wealthiest families, they pretty much have this monogamous marital tradition. Once again, we won't go deep into rabbit holes, but y'all know who I'm talking about, what I'm talking about. But see, here's the deal with all that. This becomes disastrous when that monogamous marital union is destroyed due to infidelity. How many high profile, multi-million and billion-dollar divorces can y'all think of, huh? How many can y'all think of? Oh, yep, exactly. Exactly, Amanda. That Fat Albert. Yep, that's it. Hey, hey, hey. Let's go. All right. But yeah, based on my definition of cheating, the underestimation of one's value, the cheating party only saw the value in what you have and what you can do for them, not the value in who you are. And that goes both ways, even though in different ways, especially since we're saying monogamy tonight, okay? But yeah, we can go into detail on that, because I want to bring both perspectives to the table. So let's talk about this in regards to, okay, if it is more or less like this value system I keep speaking on, what you have, what you have and what you can do for them, and not who you are. See, I know this, everybody talks about how the feminine is supposed to be the man's help me, and that is true. Okay. So we're not going to duck and dodge that. Okay. But if a man's so caught up on what you should do for him, ladies, instead of who you are or who you can be around him, that's the problem. See, I'm about cultivating that same strawberry that I'm going to use for my pie. I don't know if strawberries go good on pie. Strawberry shortcake, okay? Strawberry on top of the cheesecake, okay? I got to know something about that strawberry, don't I? Right? I got to know its properties. I got to know its environment. I got to know when to best plant it, when to best grow it. I got to know something about that strawberry before I could be so caught on what it can do for me, how it could benefit me, how it tastes that yum yum, get you some, you know? That's shout out to Danos. Y'all can check him out. He got some good seasoning, Danos seasoning, but he always ends his videos by saying yum yum, get you some. And I like that. I'm like, hey, babe, you better have that yum yum, get you some. Or she might look at me like, hey, Ray, you looking like that yum yum, get you some. So, but yeah, it's like that. Like, I gotta know things about you. And then we could get on to like what you can do for me. I gotta know who you are before I know what you can do for me. See, people talk about what she should bring to the table, but do you know the type of person she is going to be in regards to her coming to your table? Okay. So there's a lot that could be impactful with what I just said. Okay. So think about how that affects a lot of people in regards to monogamy. And I just said that from the standpoint of, once again, how a guy might misread the feminine just because he's so focused on how she should be a helpmeet. Okay, you too focused on what she can do for you versus you actually knowing who she is first. What if it's kind of hard for her to know what to do for you first? You got to kind of bring that out of her by probably tapping a lot into who she is. Now, some guys might say, well, that's too complicated. I shouldn't have to go through all that. And I'm with you, brother. I'm with you on that. However, however, that's not to say you can't avoid it. It shouldn't be hard, okay? It shouldn't be, but that's not to say you can avoid it, okay? She should make it easy for you to know her, okay? She should, be able to work with you like you're working with her in regards to, letting her uh be more of herself around you so that she can be for you the way she needs to be for you. Now, of course, let's talk about the guys, okay? Once again, like I said, the cheating party only saw the value in what you have and what you can do for them. I just explained how guys can easily cheat on a chick like that, right? Because he might feel like, he'll just use her for that and he didn't want to know who she was or what she was about, right? Before the gal, she can do that to the guy too because she's so focused on what? Him being a high value man. She's so focused on him being a high value man that she didn't even care about who he was to even know if he even had a high vibration as a man. I think that's more important, you know? I believe that's more important. But see, we are talking on this value. Like I said, the underestimation of one's value. The true value is in the vibration, if you want to really go there. Okay. That's where the true value is in the vibration. The vibration brings out all these other valuable things, which are tangible as well as intangible. Okay. It brings out all that, this vibration. Okay. These values, these volumes. Okay, we can go there, but we're not going to go there. I'm just giving y'all different wavelengths of my vibration, and the ones that are vibing with me got the way of vibing out. We reciprocate these things. We make this harmonious over here at this channel. Let's go. Um, but yeah, she just only wanted him for what he could do for her and what he got. So that brings out a cheating situation where she can use him too, or maybe he ain't doing enough. Whew. Oh yeah, we can go heavy with that. We could. Okay. But let's keep it moving. In the case with monogamy, because like I said, you know, to really define monogamy for those that don't know, it's mano y mano, one man only with one woman. That's the union for monogamy. Okay. And a lot of times it's based on, in regards to the monogamy, it's a one-sided type of a union that actually is more leaning towards the favor of the feminine and not the masculine. So let's go there. In the case of monogamies, a lot of females, not women, okay, but a lot of the lesser feminine, these females, want you for themselves and only themselves because of what they can get out of you. And they want all that they can get out of you. Yes, they want all that they can get out of you until they don't need you no more, given that they have used you all up, aka a parasites. And I've always said only parasites move on. Anytime somebody said that they're moving on, that's because they were a parasite that drains you. Okay. So for those who haven't been parasitic, never say move on. Say move along instead, because you're going to have to move along in order to heal. But that parasite has moved on based on what they were able to steal. Get it? 1 second. But yeah, the lesser feminine doesn't realize that instead of expecting for a man to be with you and only you, yeah, expecting for a man to just be with you and only you, one should seek a deep connection instead. That connection could have started out sexual, spiritual, emotional, physical, or mental. Somehow there was that connection though, and that's what you're basing on. Now, just to really talk on the sexual side, right? Might as well. I mean, ladies, come on now. If you know that guy is good for you sexually, okay, cool. Be honest, keep it a buck, but keep it based on love, not lust. Okay? And build a connection based on that. Okay? We have great, amazing sex. Like you tell all your friends, right? Y'all know how y'all talk. Yeah, it's he I ain't gonna lie, he really blew it out. Yeah, I'm talking about my back. He blew it out. You know, like y'all talk like that, right? Okay. Well, go from there. Start to build love out of that. So that's where the godliness comes from. Because, okay, we have great sex. So can we have great love to build on that? And if he doesn't mention that, then guess what? It's not love, it's just lust. And you have to let that go, ladies. You have to be honest with yourself. No amount of the P is that good. You can push P, you know, like Gunna said, you know, pushing P. Well, ladies, you could be pushing that P away. Okay. How about that? If there ain't love with that P, you need to be pushing that P away, pushing P, pushing P. Huh? That's what you need to be doing. Okay. But I feel that if y'all got like great sex, y'all need to build on that. Y'all know how y'all feel. Like, man, it's kind of getting hard out here, ladies. You know how y'all talk. Man, a man that know how to put it down and we got love. Yo, he a keeper. Yeah, you need to keep him, girl. You know you need to keep him. You better stop it. You know what I'm talking about. Quit trying to giggle while you sipping or eating on something. Yeah, you know I'm talking to you. You know who I'm talking to. Yeah, you better keep that man around. Yeah. If he a righteous man, he's only going to show you that there's love there too. It's not just the sex. Yes, the sex kind of, you know, yeah, I ain't gonna lie, we kind of we kind of had them fireworks. Like, and he'll say it like, man, you know, there are a lot of women I know, but this one here, we got them fireworks. I ain't gonna even lie, and he gonna keep you. I promise you. A certain man ain't gonna let go of them fireworks. I promise you. See, that's all it really is. Some gals just be like, "You gonna leave me for somebody else?" If he knows there's fireworks with you, you think he gonna get rid of them fireworks? Heck no, he ain't gonna get rid of them fireworks. Gone. He know that the way you put it down on him and you have him like satisfied with your reciprocation sexually, he ain't letting that go. Please. He'll probably be miserable with the next chick he got around that he might be connected to for some reason, but he thinking about you. Okay. So he like, you know what? I know where I can get some good loving because this other chick over here ain't doing it for me. And this is why monogamy can become very toxic because it doesn't allow a man to really just know what's right for him. Brother, if you know she ain't good for you, leave. Simple as that. She ain't good for you, leave. She ain't good for you, leave. I'm going to keep saying that. And please do not waste time. Do not waste time trying to fight, trying to get her to be right, trying to get her to be a certain way around you. It ain't going to happen. Okay. It ain't going to happen. Spoken from the horse's mouth. I'm a Sagittarius, so I can say that. But spoken from the horse's mouth himself. Okay. It ain't going to work. Just drop it. Go. And let her make fun about you sexually. Oh, you ain't fulfilling me sexually. I'm like, well, dang, you ain't either. That makes the two of us. Toast. Give you a toast. Makes the two of us. And keep it moving. Don't look back, okay? Because you're obviously thinking about the other chick that's probably good for you sexually instead of her, okay? But yeah, that connection is important to keep. And yes, every woman has their place sexually, but there are some other women that have another, they take it to another gear, and that's fine because she has her way of doing that. But that doesn't discredit or discount the other women that also have other things to offer, even sexually. Okay, they just kind of package it in a different way, and a man needs that too. You know, one gal is good one way and the other gal is good another way. That embodies everything that man really likes around him. So that's what also is toxic about monogamy. Because what if, he's trying to get her to do all these things that one woman can't do? She gonna be like, well, dang, you want to just leave me then for somebody else? See how monogamy gets back to that? Y'all see that, right? Y'all see that. I'm just trying to keep it there. You know what I'm saying? But now, kind of speaking out to the gals that want to try to act like men and be like, well, one man can't do everything for me. I'm going to tell you why that's the case. Because you've been around many men. You weren't supposed to be like that. It's not the way you were designed. Okay. Now, when he's truly into his divinity, beyond his masculinity, because I'm shifting from masculinity to divinity, okay, he's going to know how to bring you serenity. He's going to know how to truly, I don't even like to say take your virginity. I'm going to say rebirth your virginity. You thought you had your virginity gone. Nah, you didn't. It did. You didn't. He's going to make you realize how much of a virgin you still are. Yeah, when he's really a certain way. You understand? He gonna show you what it's really all about. See, a man with his true divinity that he built upon his masculinity can do that. A man can do that. But if you've been around, if you've been in them streets, if you haven't tried to redeem yourself from being in the streets, one man is not going to be enough for you. Okay, one man ain't. It is what it is. But you've just taken on more masculine traits. That's what that is. Okay, but yeah, not to digress too much. I just thought I'd touch on the sexual part because I know some people probably like, yeah, let's talk about that, Ray. But yeah, that connection that I said, like, the lesser feminine don't realize that, instead of her expecting for a man to be with her and only her, one should seek a deep connection instead. That connection could have started off sexual, spiritual, emotional, physical, or mental. Now, physical, what makes that different from sexual, it could have just more or less been just um the intimate side, how he just gives her a hug, how he holds her hand, how he just looks at her, that connection with the eyes, like the way he smiled at you, right? The way the assurance in his voice, the way his voice carries and puts a tingle on you, right? Some could say the financial connection, if you will, as well. But finance to me comes out of the previous mentions. Yeah, it comes out the previous mentions because the way you feel and care about somebody will determine your output or input. Ladies, the way you feel for a person will determine how you support them in certain ways, if at all. If money never existed, a woman would nurture a man and a man would provide and protect a woman that they are involved or mating with. And normally I don't like to use the word provide and protect in my channel because of how these beehives have tried to use that against men. Okay. But in this case, I only say that because when a man sees you, he actually sees himself. When you are truly connected with him, ladies, when a man sees you, once again, never forget this. When you're connected with a man, he does not see you, he sees himself. Okay. You're supposed to be a part of him. And that's how he basically protects that part of him. He takes care of that part of him. Okay. So it's beyond this idea of like the providing. It's deeper than that with a man. But yeah, all this occurs because literally because she's part of that man's world, not based on her yeah, she's part of that man's world, not based on her expectations or obligations. She thinks he must fulfill in order to keep her around. Exactly, cool gent. One flesh. Facts. You already know. hmm Most of the lesser feminine who say they want you and only they can have a lot of insecurity issues. If they say that they don't like to share, you should ask back, who said you own me and that I own you? I say it that way because a real man never sees a woman as his property. He sees her as his attachment. Okay. I never want to see you as I own you, sweetie. I just see you as a part of me. It's deeper than that. I don't see you as property. Property can be sold. Get it? Ooh, on the blade as a 304 being sold. No, we don't do that over here. Mm-mm. I see you as a part of me. I don't see you as something that I own. You're just a part of me. It's connected to me. Okay. Let's talk about the word sharing. Let's go there, right? Because that's what we hear out here. Even though I just told y'all earlier how Doja Cat contradicted herself about sharing. You know, saying she ain't want to share, man, but then down the road gonna say, I got a man, but I want you. Yeah, you already know, family. You already know how I do it over here. Yeah. No, I'm a fire sign, so you know that's what I be doing over here, right? But yeah, let's talk about the word sharing. Share, the word share, meaning a portion belonging to. The way the typical female that's not trying to be a woman thinks is she thinks of a man as if he's a pie. And she's not trying to cut any pieces of him for anyone else. It's like the old saying goes, she wants her cake and eat it too. But ladies, think about this for that type of chick. How long do you think it's gonna take for her to eat that cake? But then you think some of these chicks do be pigging out though. They be bugging out. I'm gonna eat the whole cake, girl. I'm gonna eat the whole cake, girl. I got this. I can eat it. See, like, no, you're doing too much, girl. You're doing way too much. You're doing way too much. Sorry, that is not the way things work in reality. No, no, nor the way things should work. Okay, this is just based on her misconception of perception. Because overall, you know, monogamy goes against the way a man is designed, and it goes against his very nature as well. A man is designed to distribute and to network, hence his nature of wanting to do so. He's not designed to be as a pie or a cake or a pizza. Capiche, capiche, the pizza, the pizza, the pizza. Okay, he's not designed like that. So quit being so stingy, girl. There's no such thing as sharing in regards to the biological makeup of a man. Exactly, Amanda. Oh, cool. You already know. Let's go. When I say a man is a network, this gets rid of the idea that a man is like a pie. Now, what do I mean by this, Ray? You asked me, Ray, what do you mean by this, Ray? A man is, instead of a pie, a man is more like the hub of a wheel. Okay. He's like the inner hub of a wheel. All the spokes connect to that center hub of that wheel. The man in the center of the wheel itself represents a mechanical network of a rotating mass, aka a wheel. And those spokes keep that wheel strong as it is spinning. Hello. So there's a lot that's going on that I see out here that, you know, hinders so many guys from moving forward in life. Basically, he's caught up with a chick that's always keeping him on the flat. Real talk. Real talk. She a weak spoke. Gotta probably get rid of that spoke there, right? That spoke always poking you, sir. Get rid of that spoke. That spoke ain't supposed to be poking you or puncturing your inner tube. Let me stop, man. Let me stop. But yeah, check this out. If a man catches an STD from another female and brings it back to you, sweetie, that doesn't mean he's sharing other people's STDs. Yeah, that doesn't mean he's sharing other people's STDs. That means that he got caught up in a bad network. And now you're tied into that bad network because he had to get that STD from somewhere, right? He didn't always have that STD. Where did he get it from? Okay. Most of the time, that's because he got it from her. He got it from her. She didn't get it from him. And that's how you ended up finding out. That's what happens. That's exactly what happens. But once again, no one wants to talk about it. Sweetie, when you are amongst a bad network, that's when you must disconnect from that network. But actually, think about this. Yeah, nah, she doesn't share what she thinks is her portion of her man. Ironically, it goes back to what she thinks of as her portion. That's the portion, that's only a piece, right? She could never have the entire pie, even when she thinks the entire pie is her. So after so long, yeah, she could never have the entire pie, even when she thinks that the entire pie is hers. Like I said, you got a lot of girls that would try to pig out, and y'all see how that goes. After so long, though, if all the pieces of that pie are gone, where is the pie? And this is why men aren't made like pies. And think about this. Think about this. A lot of guys that are in these monogamous unions, she eats him up, don't she? And what eats up the male? A praying mantis, a female black widow spider, and other spiders too that are female. But yes, that's what happens in most monogamous unions. The man is eaten alive. Literally, y'all see this. Y'all see this. I could say so much about how a man is eaten alive in monogamy. Man, we can talk. That's another live stream. We're 52 minutes in, and I can't go another 52 minutes. But yeah, we still got some talking to do. 1 second. You said, Cool Gent, the original man, us, are like the original money, gold. Even though we've been pushed down, we will rise back up. Yes, sir. You got that right. The takeover. You already know, man. Yeah, let's go. But yeah, where was I at? Where was I at? Um, yeah, I mean, men aren't made to be like pies. They're made more as the hub of a wheel. And from that wheel there's different spokes, so that's how the man is able to connect and network. And actually a lot of the grid that we see out here is set up like a spoke, like a hub. There's a hub, right? Your utility company, that's where you get the power from, and that's how it connects with other households and other businesses. Boom boom. That's how the man is actually supposed to be. And ladies, you kind of get a taste of that when you deal with his wattage. And I've defined wattage as an acronym, which is women attracted to testosterone. So actually women low key are attracted to men that have connections, that what do know other women deep down inside, but no one wants to talk about it. Why you think a lot of these chicks want to hook up with a married man who's actually monogamous to that chick, but the fact that he's married to her, she sees that as what? Stable. He got what? Bread, money, moolah, pesos, dinero. Okay. So she's cool with that versus being with some guy that he ain't got a woman, and he probably ain't got nothing going for himself. And no, a lot of chicks that it needs to be the same chicks that talking about she ain't sharing. No, I'm gonna tell you who she tells that she's not sharing to. She says that to the guys that she, I guess, finds out aren't married. Okay. Oh yeah, the real truth. And you know, like I said, this is the real truth. But you get a lot of people out here on this internet, out here in these YouTube spaces, want to tell y'all some lies like, nah, women don't think like, yes, the females, they the ones that do think like that. The real women just accepts the truth. However, she don't want to be tied down with a married man that is monogamous. Now, if you non-monogamous, like you polygynous, that's different. She knows about you and she knows those other women. She knows about those other women. It's all copacetic and 100, and everybody respects each other. No baby mama drama like Osama. Not that I mean actually Osama. I'm just trying to rhyme. You know, that's all it is. Y'all know. But yeah. Let's go there though. That's what be going on with these mistresses and these affairs. Okay, homegirl knew that he was married in a monogamous marital union, but she wanted to be that back door, come through the back door. You know what I'm saying? She felt comfortable in that type of network, that stability that she didn't know she could get from the guy who didn't have a marriage going on, you know. But it's like, no, let's just erase that because that creates friction, drama, and dangers, especially if that monogamous wife finds out and wants to kill him and her. Okay, let's just keep it 100. Or like Kujin would say, let's like Kujin would say, let's keep it 1,000. Okay, and do it the right way. That way, many lives are saved. Okay, many lives are saved. And many lights are saved, right? Literally, like the network is right. When the network's not connected right, guess what? It's going to be a blackout. So we see these marital blackouts because the connection ain't right. Ooh, let me stop. Let me stop. Let's go. Most marriages who demand and expect, let me take that back, my bad. Keep talking about the marriages, but most females who demand and expect monogamy are ones who were former carousel riders. Walking away from the world of monogamy has helped many guys, to me, you know, not get caught up in the feelings and emotions of a cheating female or AKA carousel rider. This also has helped guys to steer clear of females who could possibly cheat. Once they see that you're not tied down to one female, you know, once these females see that you're not tied down to a female, if you will, or a woman, it kind of puts them in a position to where they can't fully keep their hand on you, even in the midst of their possible cheating or their possibility of just walking away from you. You see that? Basically, she knows she can't play you, and players don't like to be played. Okay, keep that in mind, y'all. And that goes for both sexes. Players don't like to be played. Now, a guy that's not being, you know, open and honest about his interactions with women, or he doesn't expect commitment, okay, that's on the player side. Okay, that's different. But see, she's doing the same thing, right? She's not being truly honest about her commitment at all. So she just don't like it that he's probably just better at it than her, or he's been doing it that way. But a righteous man that's just being what honest about it, she don't like that either. Because once again, players don't like to be played. And in that case of an honest, righteous man being honest about the women he knows, that's not him playing her. She just played herself because she thought she could play him. See how that goes? But I'm speaking on newer and higher level ideas in regards to this type of live stream because yes, a man's nature isn't monogamous. However, a woman's nature is monogamous because the woman can only be connected to one man at one time, and she's only designed to be connected to one man. Okay. Now, there's things that do happen in life, and that would require her to be refreshed, restored, recycled in some ways, but that should be far few and in between the rarity of that taking place. But no, we don't see that. We see these girls all over the place, these 304s. Some people call it these garden tools, these used garden tools. I'm not even sure if you want to even call them garden tools or even tools, you know, just scrap metals, you know, some of the feminine that aren't better feminine, that are of the greater feminine, they're just made for the scrap yard. They're not even for the streets, they're for the scrap yard. Simple as that. Okay. But yeah, her nature is monogamous. Her nature is monogamous. When she's the opposite of that, she's acting unnatural and ungodly. Well, at the same time, monogamy has brought out the ungodliness in a lot of men, unfortunately. But no one wants to talk about that. And this is one of the reasons why most talks today about monogamy are irrelevant, except mine. Yeah, for sure. But yeah, fellas, in regards to a lot of this monogamy that's going on, which is toxic, not just the fact that there's toxic monogamy going on, which that's another live stream in itself. We could talk about the many cases of toxic monogamy. Okay. But yeah, in regards to most monogamy, it becomes toxic because you start to sound like her, you start to talk like her. I've seen this firsthand, and I've been through this myself firsthand. Okay, there's so many other things I can unravel in regards to the side effects of monogamy, but not at this time. But what I can say is that a lot of people don't know that the man's inner feminine, which is called his anima, is poly, not mono. But it's like the XY chromosome. It's like the XY chromosome with poly. That's for another conversation too. Not at this time. How does a connection work for a man that has the lifestyle of polygyny? And I'm an hour in, I'm done here shortly. So there's so much I can unpack with this. Oh my goodness. But yeah, how does a connection work for a man that has the lifestyle of polygyny? Similar to what I said earlier, polygyny represents a network. And so, that man could have had bad networks and didn't realize it. For me, I define network as a spoke. As I said earlier, the network is uh, spokes connecting to a circle, which, is based on the inner hub, the inner center of the hub, bringing those spokes out to those circles. And it could have several circles similar to the ring of a planet or an atomic structure, kind of like similar to the atoms. Okay. In this man's case, he just needs to clean up or clear up his bad connections. That's all that is. That's very simple. But continuing on, this same man also uh, could have been one that ran into a higher quality type of a woman. He probably just like, well, dang, all my spokes on my wheel are jacked up. I need to get rid of most of these spokes. Okay. Because he just got around a higher quality woman that, he was just like, yo, this is it. This is what a woman is really like. Okay. Therefore, he decides to clear out his current connections of the feminine. And maybe through her, he learned more about how to be better connected with the feminine. So he don't be seeming like some whoremonger out here. He learned through her, like, yo, like, cause she kind of brought it out of him, but it's based on more or less what he was able to be onto her, that reciprocation. But she brought a more positive interaction with him out. And therefore, he just made room for her and got rid of all his other connections. Like, yo, these scales ain't doing it. They ain't even on the level that this woman is on, right? And so, these other chicks, they probably didn't they weren't contributing to him correctly or properly or if ever, or they didn't bear children for him. So he like, yo, they gotta go. He's realizing that this particular woman, though, is someone he wants to invest in primarily. Maybe not only, but definitely primarily going forward. And that's only because his connection with her is so strong that, you know, it's just so much going on with that. Plus, she reciprocates consistently. It's not enough to reciprocate, ladies. You got to reciprocate consistently because that's what the heart does. It reciprocates consistently. Without that, you flatline, right? It's not because of, you know, with her, with this particular feminine, her doing everything around him like this. It's not like this entitlement of monogamy that she brought towards him, whatever society has pressured him to do, like her being a way certain way towards him, her being a certain way towards him, and he being a certain way towards her, and him realizing that his other connections weren't doing it or these other chicks weren't doing it, and he just let them go for her. Like this wasn't based on no monogamous entitlement or nothing. He just like, yo, I just need better quality. It's like you having a lot of shoes and you got to clean out your closet. Sometimes, fellas, you got to clean out your closet of gals, man. Especially if you know there's nothing righteous going on with them, right? And this conviction or revelation could be much deeper because maybe, with this particular guy or just, whoever, he's at a point of time in his life where he thinks that this is the best decision for him to clean out his closet like that of all these other chicks that ain't connected with him like that. Some people could be like, well, Ray, you sounds like you're talking about monogamy. Not so fast. I just mean a particular man just realized some of the connections that he had weren't even worth it. And he'll rebuild his wheel. He'll put better spokes on that wheel. And this gal he met is just representing of the type of spoke that he needs for that wheel. He had to update himself. He had to upgrade himself, you know? Of the women that he has around him. They say that your destiny is tied to the women that you have around, right? Okay, then there you go. Bingo. So, he just felt the better spoke will represent a better wheel, a new spoke for a new wheel. You dig? But yeah, with polygyny, it's not for everybody. I get it, just because of the way society is. But to me, monogamy has become outdated. Polygyny is still not for everybody because not everybody has caught up to it. Polygyny, in many ways, even though it's ancient, at this time it is very futuristic. But I have said before, the future is classic. The future is ancient. You see what I'm saying? But yeah, there's definitely functions and purposes for polygyny, especially in these times. Plus, not everybody in these times, if you will, in regards to thinking about polygyny, though, if you think about it this way, like not everybody's just wired for it, especially not for a lifelong thing, because just of the way society is not caught up to it yet, the way society has been going. But yeah, over time, as a man gets older, he starts to look at polygyny different too. Eventually that wheel stops turning, right? But the irony of this is that every woman that he has ever connected with still tries to reach out to him, even as he gets older, even if he's not involved with them like he used to be. Maybe he had that type of effect on them in that way, in their life, that they just still want to be in touch with him, even if they're not like that involved with them like they used to be. And I guess about 5 to 10 more minutes, um, I'm almost done with this. So, y'all bear with me. I appreciate y'all stopping by, checking this out for sure. Just a few more thoughts I got for y'all. Um, yeah, I appreciate everybody's input for sure. But yeah, overall though, like I was saying though, not to digress, but yeah, over a period of time, it's about quality, not quantity in regards to women. And I believe polygyny represents that. It's not about the quantity, it's about the quality. Basically, with a man, it's not about it's really about having a few of them, not a slew of them. Okay. And a slew just basically means you just reckless. You just have a lot of things just to be having it. You know what I'm saying? And you don't even know what you're doing with all these things you have. And you got to think that way in regards to the feminine. If you got a lot of gals around, what you got them around for? You got to understand what you're doing with, you know, a certain amount of women in your life and what you think you need to have around in your life. Sometimes you might need a downsize. No one wants to talk about that either. Let's go though. Okay. Um, but yeah, it's about the quality, not the quantity in regards to polygyny. Therefore, a man who has previously been polygynous, I guess, could have fulfilled all of his vision as a result, responsibilities with the women in his life. In his lifetime, he's fulfilled everything, right? Most of them have developed a platonic and everlasting relation with him. Or, maybe after so long, some will still choose to be around him for romantic reasons, you know, because maybe they just like his vibe and they can't see themselves being around another man, especially not monogamous. Maybe they like the fact that he moves around like a rolling stone, you know what I'm saying? but he was consistent with his loving, especially his love making or the way he made love, right? Mm, nobody wants to talk about that either. I appreciate that, Amanda. I appreciate that. You know how I do it. Yeah. Yeah. Always good to have you in the building, Mike. You know I got you. I appreciate you looking out for me too, as well as all the other mods. And like I will always say with the ladies, even though I don't give out the wrenches to the ladies, your presence is the wrench. Because I'm gonna have something special for the ladies too in regards to their position at this channel. I just want to do things a little different. But as I grow more as a channel, I got a spot for y'all too. I got something special for y'all. But for only the ladies that been around this channel from day one, and they really, got yours truly's back. You know what I'm saying? Only for those, right? Because I see a lot of chicks at a lot of channels with wrenches, but to me, it's just sending out the wrong message because guys ain't really doing things right as far as how they conduct themselves around the feminine. And it seems like some gals, they like, yo, I ain't rocking with you unless you give me a wrench. I've had to, deal with that at this channel. So I'm just like, right now, I'm telling y'all, ladies that do want to come around, your presence is the wrench. And I got a special spot for y'all as long as you continue to make your presence known at this channel. Much love, for sure. Yep, you already know, Amanda. But yeah, no matter what, in regards to how this man kind of slows down that wheel spinning, yeah, that wheel spinning, that network, in regards to the women, no matter how that man starts to slow down the way he does things with women, those women tend to always still have respect for him. I know it's a lot of girls. I had a guy that a long lost friend of mine, a late friend of mine, he passed away. But it was funny at his funeral, all the women that knew him, they were all there and they all had respect for each other at that time, even if they didn't like each other. They had respect for each other because of him. Okay. You know what I'm saying? So it's crazy. Like monogamy don't do that. You usually in a monogamous situation, you have a guy that when he passes away and the funeral happens, homegirl looking for homegirl, and it's gonna be some smoke at that funeral, right? I'm just saying. And it's sad that a man has to, you know, deal with his desires and nature based on the outdated aspect of monogamy. And that, he has to always deal with the fact that maybe there was a crazy gal that was insecure and she tripped out about other gals. But that's why as a man, fellas, you just have to let them know if they don't like it, they can hike it. So that gets rid of all these other jealous tendencies that could come about. If all of them just happy with being in your presence, she ain't thinking about the other gal. Because she like they're gonna have to respect you and be a certain way towards you, just like I am. And you're not gonna just let them get off easy, just like you don't let me get off easy. You know. Now the minute you kind of divert from that path, then that's when gals will start to question. Kind of like, I hear certain talks about, and this is a side note, but it's similar to what I'm talking about. Some gals be like, y'all say, out in these spaces, y'all talk about what y'all want with women, but y'all only go after the opposite. But y'all always talk about what y'all want in women. Okay, similar can be with polygyny. You desire polygyny, but you still go about it in a monogamous way. Keep that in mind, fellas. But see, here's the thing. The purpose of this idea of is monogamy outdated is because we see a lot of the feminine single. Okay. I believe no woman is supposed to be single. I repeat that. I believe no woman is supposed to be single. And monogamy brings out a lot of single women. Polygyny makes sure that no woman is single. I've always said that polygyny benefits women more than men, more than what they realize. Now, of course, men, they enjoy polygyny, but that's not the purpose of it. It is so that women won't end up single. And that's why I believe monogamy is outdated because there's too much of an outage of women that are single because they don't have a man that can network and connect with them. You see what I'm saying? There's a lot of women out here with outlets that haven't been plugged in. They haven't been charged up in so long. They just desire a man's touch. But unfortunately, we got a lot of emasculated guys that wouldn't think twice about touching her because he thinks that monogamy was the way he's supposed to go, even though it's going against his nature. And it's going against her nature too. Little does she know. But homegirl around the way knows, and she's just waiting for that man to come around her way with that touch. She wants to be connected. Quit being so stingy, girl. Like I said earlier, you can't eat all that pie. He ain't no pie. Quit thinking like that. Hopefully this live makes sense to some. Maybe this live did not make sense to others. But to the others that this live made sense to, feel free to hit that like button, especially those listening to this on the replay. If this is your first time coming to this type of live stream or my live streams, period, and you like what you hear, maybe you've checked out some of my other content, just know that there's definitely more in store. So make sure that you subscribe, share this live, as well as my other content. If you just go into my archives, you'll see that it consists of a lot of different playlists. You said, cool, gent, this society to the point makes it a crime to even interact with a woman. See, there you go. So y'all see how things are shifting in a certain way, away from even polygyny and even away from monogamy. Now it's going to be to where you can't even talk to the other gender. Okay? Forget trying to down talk on polygyny. Pretty soon it's going to be down talk on monogamy. So keep that in mind, right? That's a good point, Cool Gent. But y'all see that there's different playlists that I have. Check them out. For those checking this out on the replay, you'll see that I have different platforms that I'm on. Also, yeah, you'll see that I have different platforms that I'm on if you check out the description section. You'll also see that there's a place if you want to tip yours truly. Feel free to check that out. And also make sure that you hit that notification bell so that you get all of my uploads in real time. And no matter what it looks like out there, little by little, slowly but surely, no matter what it looks like out there, it's getting better from here. Hey, I appreciate that, Mike. You know how I got to do it with that sauce, that Ray. Yeah, Chef Ray RD in the building. But yeah, it's only getting better from here, y'all. But you got to believe in it in order to be receiving it and achieving it, okay? For some people, they ain't going to know what that better is like. They going to be too stuck in the wilderness, never to see the promised land, right? Yeah. Yeah, you're right, Cool Jen. It's like a transgression just to say hi, just to smile, just to be like, hey, how you doing? You know, it's crazy. That's what it seems like now, just to even interact, you know? Hey, and it's like, yeah, I mean, you see the danger effect of adult type of flicks is because I have my own opinions about it. I won't talk about it, but I'll say the effects of a lot of adult flicks is it's not really how it messes with a man's mind. You know, a lot of people talk about that. No, it's really that it's taking away the actual interaction between you and her, if you will, between the feminine and the masculine. Because if everybody's now wanting these artificial stimulations, we forget about the natural stimulations. Heck, I'll even say online dating sites kind of take away the natural stimulations because you meeting people online that you would never meet in real life. But these people don't even have the courtesy, the decency, the audacity to just be right with you, have manners, and actually mean what they say what they mean. Actually be like, yes, I'm glad I met you and I really want to know you. I want to grow with you. What happened to just that natural interaction of, Hey, I'm talking to you. You talking to me. I run into you. We out here on this nice day in the park. What you doing? How things going? Y'all know the deal. Y'all know the drill. Online, you got to kind of sort of, I guess, in my way of a word, artificialize. I'm not saying that's a word, real word. It just sounds good right now. But yeah, artificialize this park, this walk in the park scenario. You gotta like get her to want to meet you at a park, which that kind of sounds predatory. But in many ways, the online space kind of gets that way. You know, it's sad, but hey, and a lot of it could be based on the outdated aspect of monogamy, since people don't want to have a certain interaction in person. They want to have a certain interaction with people online and then hope that they can mess them up mentally online, right? And you just really don't know how to talk to the person in person. Like even text messaging is toxic because it takes away from you actually talking directly to the person, right? Remember back in the day when y'all didn't even have the telephone, you had to write letters or just wait until like y'all met up to really talk, and y'all had to talk. So nowadays, and I'm gonna talk about this, when y'all around each other, put away them cell phones. No, yeah, sweetie, you put away your phone, bro. You put away your phone. Yeah, ladies and gentlemen, put away y'all phones when y'all around each other, man. It ain't about seeing who's calling who and who's texting who. It's about y'all right now. Y'all around each other. You know what I mean? I'm just saying. You said, Amanda, we make up our own words, right? Now, you know, you already know it. You said we make up our own words right now. It's a word. Yeah. Exactly. Yeah, with that said, I'm gonna go ahead and step on out here. Definitely got another live stream for y'all. So yeah, I'm gonna be back into this. I mean, actually out here. I'm outside. You understand me? I'm outside. Okay. I'm a wolf. Wolf is outside. Okay. Oh, but yeah, I'm gonna get back at y'all with another one. Thanks for stopping by. Thanks a million. Much love. We out.